Hello, my friends. Welcome back to another episode of Taking Style Personally. This is my new YouTube channel where I am talking all things sustainable and attainable style. This is episode 2 in a series where I am doing deep dives into my personal style themes for the year. Rather than letting trends be the guide for my personal style exploration, I chose to create 4 style themes based on my personal interests and inspiration that I wanted to explore with my style this year. If you go to my page, there is an overview video where I talk more about this process. There's also a deep dive video into the first style theme, which is casual romance. The theme that we're talking about today is called Taking It Personally. For me, taking it personally is about communicating who I am through what I wear, getting specific about me, what I like to wear, my interests, things that I feel are signature pieces, things that show my personality, things that have a personality of their own. It's really about letting my personality shine through in what I'm wearing. I thought a lot about my personal style keywords when I was creating this theme. Some of the words that I think about when I think about my style are casual, kooky, eclectic, vintage, natural, simple. I like a mix. I like really simple pieces, and then I like to throw on a really kooky necklace or something a little bit offbeat. There are so many different ways that you can channel your personality through what you wear, and a few of the ones that feel the best for me are mending and upcycling my clothing, shopping secondhand so that I'm translating my inspiration through my own lens and finding pieces that are more unique. I also love a good DIY, creating a kooky beaded bag charm to go on your bag or embroidering pearls on a baseball cap. Other things I think about are pieces in my wardrobe that I feel have their own personality. Maybe it's a funky print or a bright color or an unusual texture. Pieces that bring something to the table. I also really like to think about signature pieces when I'm thinking about this theme and executing the styling for it. We all have pieces that other people associate with us, that we feel really connected to, that we feel great in. And I think those signature pieces are such a great way of communicating who you are through what you wear. And the only way to develop signature pieces is through outfit repeating. And I have said it before, I am saying it again. Outfit repeating is the most important step. It's the key to developing a unique sense of personal style, truly. It's also a critical step in building a more sustainable relationship with your wardrobe, and it plays so heavily into this particular style theme. A big component of this theme for me is the DIY aspect, taking something and putting that extra bit of love, care, time, attention into making it unique to me. Like doing a pearl applique spiral on a thrifted baseball cap, or embroidering a happy little friend on a tote bag. This was done by a friend, and I cherish it because it reminds me of her every time I see it. The final thing that I want to talk about before I start styling some outfits is heirlooms and pieces that hold sentimental value. I think that heirlooms are such an important part of this personal style theme. The pieces in your wardrobe that tell a story, they don't need to necessarily have a lot of monetary value to be an heirloom. It doesn't need to be antique jewelry. It can be a ratty old sweatshirt. You're gonna see mine later when I do some styling. It can be a baseball cap that belonged to someone you love. It can be a little tote bag with this little happy friend on it. It can be anything. And I think that those pieces that tell your story and hold sentimental value, those are such a critical part of this style theme. And I have a lot of those pieces, and it's so fun to be able to share some of them with you. And it just brings me so much joy to incorporate those special, meaningful pieces into my everyday wardrobe. What better way to share who you are than wearing your personal history? Okay, I think I have adequately explained this theme for you. Let's get into the fun part. Let's style some looks. So the starting point for this outfit was these kooky shorts. These are just a vintage pair of men's swim trunks that I thrifted and cut the underwear lining out of. It's It's my go-to summer hack for breezy, sporty shorts. These shorts are really what I would call a personality piece. And when I'm styling a personality piece, I feel like I go one of two directions with my personal style. Either I let the personality piece be the star of the show and I keep everything else pretty simple, or I pair the personality piece with something unexpected to amplify it and make it more exciting, more unusual, and that's what I did with this outfit. I love a monochromatic outfit, especially if it's a little bit mismatched. Like if these matched perfectly, I wouldn't like it as much. I love that they're just a little bit off. This outfit already feels pretty specific to my personality, my personal style. It's a little bit kooky just with these pieces, but I wanted to make it even more specific to me and really lean into some of the adornment, some of the accessorizing that is so important to this theme. Adding an accessory like this, adding a brooch, adding any accessory really, tying a scarf onto a bag. Speaking of tying a scarf onto a bag, I forgot a critical element to this outfit, excuse me. Okay, now we're complete. Taking the time to create this little collage of brooches, taking that extra 30 seconds to tie a scarf on your bag. These are things that you can do that just make something feel more you. I absolutely love this outfit. Okay, outfit number 2. The shorts I actually made. I thrifted a whole bunch of this beautiful natural cotton at the thrift store. I drafted the pattern myself and then I drew on them with fabric markers. I intend to continue to doodle, but for now, I think they're just really cute. And then this is a good example of what I would call a signature piece for me. Signature pieces are the pieces that embody your style, embody your personality. A lot of times there will be a certain color that you connect to yourself and that people really connect to you. This is one of them for me. I feel like this Cookie Monster or cobalt blue is a color that people associate with me and that I am consistently drawn to. Another little personal touch that I added is the earrings. They're 2 separate pairs that I've mismatched. And I just love the way that it looks. That little subtle asymmetry I think is so interesting. If I wanted to turn the dial up on this even more, maybe I would add a brooch cluster. But as it stands right now, this feels like enough. This feels fun and this feels really specific to me. Okay, so that blue mohair Cookie Monster cardigan is quickly becoming a signature piece. It's a relatively recent find. But this sweater, this is the original Alberta signature piece. This was actually my mom's in the 90s. And it is one of my most treasured possessions. It's one of my most loved heirlooms. It's one of the things I would grab in a fire. It is so important to me. So this is an example of letting a signature piece be the star of the show. I've kept everything else pretty simple. I've got just a beat up pair of faded black jeans, minimal sandals, cute little black bag. And then for accessories, I've also got this belt that has a little bit of an interesting detail to it and mismatched silver earrings. I feel like this is such a good representation of the theme. This feels like me. This sweater is truly an iconic piece in my wardrobe. It's a little bit more of a subdued way of translating this theme. It doesn't have to be fuchsia on fuchsia. It can be a little bit more muted, though I would say this is still pretty kooky. But it can also be simple. Speaking of keeping things simple, I think that's what I want to play with next. Okay, so for this outfit, I started with a really neutral base, and then I pulled in some signature pieces and some personality pieces to still translate the theme, even though the outfit itself is really simple. It's just a nice button-up shirt and some slouchy jeans. So I could have just thrown on my Boston clogs, grabbed a tote bag and walked out the door and felt totally fine. But I really wanted to amplify my personality in this outfit and lean into the theme. So I added these kooky, sporty Keen sandals. These are something that I feel is a signature piece for me. I have been banging on about how much I love these sandals for like 4 or 5 summers now. They're so cool, they're so comfy. The belt is just interesting, it shows personality, it's so cool. It's handmade by my friend Steph, and it just adds that little bit of intention to any outfit. And then to top it off, I added this vintage baseball cap that was a gift from a friend. Animal kinship circle, friendship circle? Kinship circle for animals. I don't know what it means or what it is, but I like it. And to finish the outfit, I added this red vintage Roots pebbled leather bag. This is probably my most worn accessory. It's a signature piece. People comment on it and ask about it all the time. And I really feel like it is just synonymous with me and my personal style at this point. If you follow me, you know this bag. I love it. It feels like me, and it also gives like a fun little pop of color to an otherwise pretty neutral, pretty simple outfit. This is kind of a different take on the theme. It's just a little bit more simple and really leaning into the accessories to bring the personal touch rather than the clothing. I like it. I'll be honest, I like any outfit with these shoes. I just think they're cool. Okay, this is gonna be my last outfit for this video. I actually pulled this t-shirt out of retirement specifically for this video series and talking about taking it personally, because how many opportunities am I gonna have to have my name on a t-shirt? It felt important, but I actually think that it will be going back into retirement once I'm done shooting this, and that's okay. Next, this is actually a skirt that I just thrifted this week. 100% silk, vintage Jones, New York. The baseball cap is thrifted. It's originally from the Gap. And then I appliqued this little pearl spiral on it. I've got this vintage beat up leather bag that I thrifted. And then, like I did in an earlier outfit, I just added a silk scarf to kind of bring all the tones together and just add that little personal touch. And I just went with the simple Boston clogs to ground it because the skirt's so floaty. I feel like it's a cute combo. I also think this would look cute with my Keen sandals. So all in all, I really like the way that this looks. I don't feel comfortable in this t-shirt. It feels too tight on my bust, and I think I would prefer to wear something that's a little bit looser, like maybe a good cropped t-shirt or even a cropped sweatshirt I think would be really cute with this skirt. I'm so into this skirt that I actually think I want to try and style it without the t-shirt and do something a little bit different, so hang tight. Okay, I like this more, but I couldn't decide which shoes, so I'm showing you both options. I've got the minimal navy sandals and my kooky Keens. I feel like they tell two different stories, but they're both me. What I love about a print like this is you can pick and choose which color or colors you want to play with and play up. It's got cream, it's got gray, it's got blue, it's got green, it's got potential, and all of the colors are part of my personal palette. So honestly, this came together in like under 1 minute, and it feels great. So let's talk about it. This is a little cotton tank that I thrifted, and I just think it's a really beautiful blue, and it pulls out the blues in the skirt. And then I added my vintage hunting vest. I wore this in my last styling video. I really love this piece. It really changed my opinion about vests. I was adamantly anti-vest for a long time. Anyone who's busty knows they're a tricky fit, so I kind of just shied away from them. But I love the fit of this one, and I love the way that these all look together. I think it's cool. I threw on this hat just for another added element. You know that I added the brooch because that is who I am. And then for shoes, I can go either way. I can go a little bit more sleek and minimal. And even if I did these shoes, I could even do just a plain navy blue baseball cap for a little bit of a more pared back look. And then I've also got the kooky Keens and this little crochet hat. It feels fun, it feels cool. Same slouchy bag. And I left the scarf on because I just think it's really pretty, and I love that the colors don't match. I think that's a nice touch. I don't love things to always be matchy-matchy. I like them to kind of reference each other and bounce off each other instead of directly matching. I'm super into this. This might be my favorite outfit that I put together today. I had so much fun playing in my closet today, sharing who I am through what I wear with you. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more sustainable and attainable style.